So my name is Janae Marie, and I just wanted to come here and say that I am really excited to have been able to publish my fourth book, Besties, right here. Yeah. So I say that to say because I am really passionate about writing. It is my life. It is something that I've wanted to do my entire life. It's actually been something that I've been doing my entire life. I started off with reading and writing at when I was a kid, because when I was a kid I was the only child until I was about 17, until my sister Kiana came. And when I was a kid, I was growing up in the streets of Detroit, so Detroit is kind of rough. So I didn't go out a lot, so I was in the house bored a lot. So I read books. I read Goosebumps books. I read the Babysitter's Club books, and a list of other books, but I can't think of them all right now. But once I became a teenager and I got a little bit older, I would read books from Black Girl, Omar Tyree. I would read True to the Game by Terry Woods, Bad Girls, Be More Careful by Shannon Holmes. Lots of other books. Urban fiction is basically I grew up with. I read nothing but urban fiction books, and I would read everything, a lot of other books too, like Octavia Butler and everything. But I knew at that age, and I was 16, I was like, man, I gotta do this. This is something that I want to do. And because of me being the only child, I was really creative. So, being able to read those books put me in another world. So being able to write stories put me in another world, because it helped me escape from boredom when I was the only child, when I was growing up and I was bored. And so it helped me get away. And I've been writing ever since. My first book that I wrote was called Flirt with Temptations, which is about a single woman who loves to sleep with married men. So we just imagine how that turns out, right? A single woman sleeping with your man, yeah. So she did get her ass kicked a lot, and she got into it, almost actually lost her life. So yeah, and shortly after that, I was able to publish my second book, Daddy's Home, which is about a young lady who would get molested by her father and abandoned by her mother. And her mother would catch her father molesting her, but just didn't do a damn thing about it, would not care. So Danielle took it upon herself, which is the character of my story, took it upon herself to run away. But, as females who grow up on the streets, what that life is going to bring, So she got into things like stripping, prostituting, doing drugs, living that fast life. It wasn't, she wasn't nice. She had to do what she had to do to survive, So, things happen, but she eventually had to find her way in life and get herself together. That's kind of what happens when you live on the streets and live in Detroit. And my third book here, Double Take, is about two twin brothers growing up in the streets of Detroit, live in the same household but live two completely different lives. So one of the brothers, he's all about the books, very college educated. He wants to become a politician and live make these laws and changes and blah, blah, blah. And the other one, it's all about fast money and cars and getting money right now. So he's selling drugs and just, he doesn't care. He wants what he wants right now. So, and of course, that will land him into some trouble. He ended up going to jail. But so one of the brothers ends up going to jail for prison for committing a murder that they didn't commit. So, yeah. So that's what happens with that. One of them, they ends up going to jail for a crime they didn't commit. So, that's kind of what happens with the guys who kind of live on the street, and especially, black men who get incarcerated for stuff that have nothing to do with them. And my first book, Bessie's, and which I recently just published, is about a young lady who is, she believes that her best friend is like her A1 from day one, her ride or die. But she later finds out that this chick has committed the ultimate sin. She has actually, done everything in her power to try to sabotage her and, just try to live the life that she's living because she's not happy for her. And, y'all all had friends that were, you found out later that girl was not happy for you. And, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah. So I just, want to say, I really am thankful that I've been able to publish all these books, and my next book release will actually be in December. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy. It's about a young man that was born with the HIV virus, and he does everything he can to spread it to as many men and women as possible. And he doesn't care. He's very narcissistic. The only person he cares about is himself. Very selfish. He doesn't care about how he treats people. So, yeah. And what I want to say to fellow writers, aspiring writers, and, just anybody who just wants to put a book out there, 'cause to me, the one thing that's not talked about as being a writer is staying in the game. Nobody talks about that. Everyone's all talks about how to write and how to publish and all this stuff, but there are times where you're gonna feel frustrated. You're gonna feel like you want to give up, you want to quit, and that's just with not just writing, but that's just like with anything in life. But I will say, you will never reap the rewards that you want if you quit. So hang in there, even when you feel like nobody's checking for you, or you feel like things are just getting rough and you're not seeing the, you don't feel like you're where you want to be. You never will get where you want to be if you quit. If you quit, you're going to live with so much regret. You're going to be like 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, and you're going to be like, I wonder what would have happened if. You don't want to die with dreams inside of you. So whatever it is that you want to do, live your life and just go after it and just make it happen, because you can do it. So keep going. You got this.